What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. So a little change of pace with this specific video. I wanted to share with you the full presentation. I just did a webinar talking to a bunch of local business owners about video content, specifically about how you can win back trust. So one of the biggest things that's going on right now is that trust is really diminishing from a lot of consumers and buyers. So there's no better time than now to go all in with your personal brand and creating specific video content for your ideal audience. So in this presentation, I share with you a specific strategy that I use for myself as well as my clients to generate more qualified leads every single month. So take a look at it, and the video is a little bit on the longer side, but I appreciate you so much if you watch until the very end because there are some very valuable nuggets. So with that said, enjoy, take care, stay praised. Why this class? So the biggest thing is that, consumer trust is at an all-time low. And like one of the kind of, concerning articles out there and studies that were done out there basically said that 70% of consumers do not trust online businesses. That's worrisome because, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of, there's the data breaches that are happening out there. There's a lot of companies that are scamming people. And I think the biggest reason for this is that there's a lot of companies that say they're going to do something and they don't do it. They don't keep their word. And so that's why the trust is going down the tubes. And as you can see, fraud losses hit a record 12.5 billion in 2024. The share of people reporting from fraud who actually lost money jumped from 27% to 38%. So losing money is a bad no-no. So with that said, I want to see everybody win. With Praise Media, we do our best. We work with local businesses, and our main mission is to just really help these businesses succeed with marketing. And so what we're going to go over today is the number one thing to implement in your strategy that's going to build trust fast. Because we all know already, if you see my content or others in the same space, video is going to be the quickest way to build trust. So I'm going to share with you just like a hack that I've been using with my content and with other clients to help you build trust faster. 3 specific video types you need to do right now. And then lastly, reveal the trust first video frameworks. And I'm going to be showing you samples throughout this presentation. Like there's going to be a specific framework we follow with every video that basically helps give you more authority and also attract the right eyeballs because these videos are going to provide a lot more trust. Just a little bit of information about myself. My name is Michael Lewis Hudson. And I've been part of the social media world for the last 7 years. So I've been kind of self-taught when it came to like videography, photography, social media, having my own YouTube channel. And then I was recruited to work a corporate 9-to-5. And I was doing that for quite some time, handling like 12 to 13 brands for them. And then it got to the point where I was like, man, this is a huge need for a lot of business owners that are out there. So like one day I just took the leap, turned in my 2 weeks and started Praise Media 3 years ago. And now, we're helping tons of brands get more known online and drive more qualified leads to their business. So we've done about, 50 million in sales across all the clients we've worked with just through video content. So this is just a little bit of what people have said about working with us. And we just love what we do. Our motto is that we're obsessed with our clients' success. So we're doing anything and everything to help them succeed with their business. So what is the number one thing to implement in your strategy that will build trust fast? And the key thing is knowing exactly who you're talking to. So I could tell you right now, almost every, at least new content creator that I talk to who basically wanted to become more consistent or start from scratch, they just post random content. They see people dancing online. They try to just copy the next influencer. And they just post random content and they just pray and hope that someone will see it and message them. That's basically the strategy that I would say 93% of business owners have. It's that, they have zero clue who they're talking to. So, this is the number one struggle, like I said, with video content. And so most post content with no strategy and just depend on random posts and pray someone who's going to DM them, right? So this is a very favorite quote of mine. Most business owners sell clients on saving them time. The best ones sell clients on clarity and direction. So what that means to me is that when you provide clear content, meaning that you know exactly who you're talking to, you're laser focused with your content and speaking to that person, the odds are so much higher for you for that person to reach out to you and become a prospect for your business. So in order to win in this day and age with video content, you need to be clear, absolutely crystal clear. So how can you do that? So what's your one-line mission? So here's like a line that you can use to really clarify your avatar is we help, which is the who, solve pain point or struggle so they can achieve a dream outcome in a specific time frame. So for example, ours is, we help busy business owners create a content marketing system that will generate them 10 to 20 leads in 90 days. I help struggling 9 to 5 moms get their groove back through losing 25 pounds in 8 weeks. So really reflect on, what your business is, obviously, but also what's your mission? Why are you doing it? So like, I know that I think a lot of people on this call are like in real estate, right? So like, what part of real estate are you trying to serve? Which market are you trying to serve? Are you trying to serve investors? Are you trying to serve first-time home buyers, veterans? Like, what is that niche within real estate that your mission drives you towards? And then with that said, like, here's some tips on finding out who your who is like the name, age, location, top 3 pain points or struggles. What are their desires? What's like their dream outcome of achieving what they want? And then how do they consume their info? Do you see like a lot of these people on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, different strokes for different folks, right? So it's like different crowds are on different platforms. So what is the best way to figure this out? You hear people out there going, oh man, you can do like market research. You can ask your people like, what their interests are and stuff like that. You can put out an Instagram story and be like, hey, what are your favorite things within X industry sort of deal. But I found that in this day and age, using the help of AI, specifically ChatGPT, you can do it this way. So I'm pretty sure everybody has heard of ChatGPT by now. They're about to take over the world. And, some of their new features that came out is 2 things. One is deep research and one is called AI agent mode, right? So these things are an absolute game changer when it comes to research. And so what you can do is basically scrub info about your industry, market, and the search behaviors of people looking for your service or product. And you can get info in about 20 to 25 minutes. So I saw a documentary the other day that basically said that they hired this market research firm to do exactly this, like trying to find like who their ideal client was, and they spent like 60 grand, and it took them 4 weeks to do it. And so now having ChatGPT, you can actually do this, putting the right prompts in 20 or 25 minutes. You can have a full like multi-page report. With that said, and like I said, it cuts down the market research by like 100 hours. It's crazy. So here's just a sample, like one of our clients, or actually, no, this is actually one that I ran for our company here, marketing, where we wanted to just get more market research based on like our ideal audience. And so you can take a screenshot of this. Again, I'm going to be sending this over to you so you can copy it later. But essentially, after putting in this specific prompt, within 20 to 25 minutes, it came, actually, I'm sorry about that. It came with this full-fledged report specifically about, the pains, the struggles, or their ideal outcomes. And also, a game changer is that it pinpoints their search behaviors. So you know exactly what they're typing into, social media, Google, Instagram, because, the keywords are super important with Instagram now. So you're getting all this information that's going to help you really crystal clear your ideal video viewer. So also you can steal this strategy. We do this, for our clients as well, is that we create something called a custom GPT. Not sure if you heard of that, but that's something within ChatGPT. It's not the normal chat bot that you use, but it's something where you can create your own GPT where it's like a central hub for all of the video content. Right, so for example, it could be like Michael GPT or Jenny GPT, Lance GPT, It's a place where you upload a bunch of information based on your market, your niche, your brand, and it's all in one place, and you can generate a plethora of different types of video ideas, ads, email campaigns, the list goes on and on. And so with that said, like with this specific client that's working with us, you can upload up to 20 files to it. So it's like PDFs, docs, things of that nature. And what you want to do once you develop this, you just want to make sure it's on the new Chat GPT 5. You can only access that when you're on the Pro plan. I think that's like $20 a month or something like that. But Chat GPT 5 thinking is when you want to have it turn it on. And then once you set this up, you can start just pumping out ideas and other research and things of that nature. Next session is like, what are the 3 video types you need to do now? Okay, so like there's tons of different types of videos you could do out there. You could do skits, you can do talking head videos, you could do B-roll videos, BTS, the list goes on and on. But after analyzing thousands of videos that I've been doing the past 3 years with Praise Media, I've really just pinpoint down the top 3 videos that's really going to help you get conversions, because you're going to have people out there saying, oh dude, you should go viral with every video, you should try and get like 100,000 views on every video. That's great. Definitely great for your ego, definitely great to pump yourself up a little bit. But the most important thing is, as a business owner, is conversions, right? Getting more leads, getting more business opportunities. So these 3 videos I'm going to cover is for a reason, right? It's basically telling you that because we've done these videos, we've been able to gain traction and success as far as getting more clients through the door. So with that said, these are tried and true methods. Like I just said, focuses on conversion, creates more of a connection with the viewer, which is the most important thing. And then the first video is a client-proof video, okay? And so this is going to help you demonstrate your biggest W's or client wins in your business, okay? These establish credibility right away. And then also social proof is huge, especially in this day and age when it comes to building trust. So as I said in the beginning of this presentation, for anybody else joining on that's new, trust right now from the consumers is going down the drain rapidly every single year. So we have to do all we can to win that trust, and video is the best way to do that. So I just want to share with you a couple of examples, okay? So this one in particular here is in real estate. And as you can see here, these 3 videos here are like deals they have done. And so the way we structured it is like, okay, we'll have you point to one of the boxes. It's going to show the house, and then we talk about the client journey. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of this. Forgive me if the volume doesn't work. And if it doesn't, or if it doesn't work, yeah, just let me know and I'll send this to you individually. So let me, okay.
This one right here. I really like this deal because we came into this home unexpected about buying anything at all, but looking at the price point of this one, this was a 2,600 square foot home listed at like 650 or something like that.
It started out like at 700, but because of the market condition, it dropped a little bit. How much did our buyers score for?
Yeah, it was 635.
Yeah, so as you can see, we talk about that deal there, right? So it's like social proof. So we show like the MLS photos on top, things of that nature as they talked about it. And so here's another client we work with here. Basically, another way you can basically talk about your client is interview them. So this is somebody on the left here she's in the private money lending space. So she lends money out to real estate investors. And so this was one of her clients here. And basically, we're doing an interview on, what their experience was like.
IT. He is a former borrower of ours. So tell us a little bit about the time that you came and got a loan from us.
I think 2 times I wanted to do a 0 down loans. I cross-collateralized, then I got my 0 down loan.
What did you use it for?
The last one I remember is a house in Moses Lake.
I don't think any investor really wants to spend their capital down on their projects.
I heard that it's going up, so I haven't bought a house in a while because I've been splitting lots, but I heard that it's gone from like 10%.
Yeah, so the point here is just letting the in this case, the customer talk, right? Because you really, let me close these real quick. Because you really want to get their story. Yeah, you really want to hear their story. And you really get an inside look of what it's like working with you. So you're already building that trust already. So my tips on making these type of videos is that you want to make a list, literally make a list of all of your wins. Okay. And don't be afraid to show off. You know, there's a lot of people that are like, I want to be humble. I don't want to brag. No, show off your wins. Okay. You want to show off your wins because customers want to work with winners. That's what I've noticed in the space is that like the more you talk about the wins, because at the end of the day, you're serving people. People love that. People want to work with people that can get the job done. Okay. And then start saving everything, you know, Google reviews, Facebook reviews, you know, text your customers and be like, hey, can you send me like a quick 15-second selfie video of you talking about what it was like working with me? Boom. Save that. Screenshot everything and anything, because that's really good social proof that you can input into your videos when you're talking about, you know, a deal or a client experience and things of that nature. And then if you're still new, say you're like, oh, dude, I don't have any closed clients yet, still new to the industry, then I would highly suggest getting the most commonly asked questions in your industry and then answering them one by one. The second video, one of my favorites to actually shoot, you know, for clients is behind the scenes. And that's because it help, you know, at Praise Media, we really pride ourselves on using that as our main marketing strategy, is like giving people an inside look of how we work with clients. So I'm not sure if you guys see like the ads we run or just our organic content. We're constantly showing like the experience of what it's like working with us behind the camera and then in front of the camera, right? So you're able to give viewers an inside look of your process, of your product or service. It provides transparency. So, and because, you know, you're not hiding anything from them, you're actually showing them like how you do business. And then a key thing to that is like grabbing content of how you communicate with your clients or customers. That's like very engaging for people to see. Yeah, because they see like what your personality is like. And at the end of the day, people are investing or buying because of you, like your personality, like what your character, like what you bring to the table. So being able to show that while you're communicating or speaking to a client or customer is absolute gold. Shows how you operate. And here's just a couple just a couple examples that we do. So here's a real estate investor here. He had like, he just got done building a real estate project. So he was throwing basically like a little, I don't want to say like a party, but it was more like an event where he invited other investors to check it out and like pick his brain about the deal.
Big ADU tour today, expecting about 50 people. We just finished up this brand new ADU behind me. Super excited for you guys to see how it turned out. I think it's very intentional, like classic Ian Love, amazing product, super high quality. I don't think anything's been overlooked or skipped through it. I think everything, he did it to like an Ian Love standard, which is...
Yeah, so as you can see, there was kind of like a hybrid mix of like client proof and then also behind the scenes. So it's just a really good way of just building authority for your brand are these type of videos. And then here, kind of the same thing, an appreciation day. So really capturing the team and talking to clients, customers, things of that nature. Yeah. You know, the beauty of behind the scenes is like, man, you could be so creative with it. So not only just like events, but also, you know, you could do like team calls, sales calls, you know, client signings. I mean, there, you know, the list goes on and just being creative on how to show behind the scenes. But the key is just really showing your team or yourself your process. So with that said, you know, what to do is, you know, film your next team event or function. So if you have an appreciation day or if you have like a family day going on with your business, that's a great opportunity to capture some behind the scenes. Document your next sales call, like I just said. Interview your team members as well. I've seen content out there where they go, okay, here's our employee of the month or something like that. And they do like a interview of what it's like working for the business, and then also picking their brain about like the industry. So plenty of different ways to show what you're really about with behind the scenes content. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video so far. Really do appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, make sure you hit the information down in my description. And if you need any help implementing any of these strategies that I went over so far, be sure to visit praisemedia.com/sprint. This is our flagship offer in helping local businesses generate more qualified leads through video content and paid ads. With that said, let's continue with the presentation. The last video, as far as the 3 videos that you need to be doing, is what I like to call the educational frameworks with talking form. Okay, so it's not just a random video where you're just like, you're just in front of the camera talking. No, there's a strategic way of doing this type of content. Okay, so this type of video is going to display your expertise. If specific, it can be very powerful. So out of the 3 videos that I touched on, I would say this is probably the most powerful, because this is going to enable you to create more of a connection with your viewer. And then also at the same time, it's really going to display what you know about the industry. So they're really going to make a judgment on this type of content. Just like, okay, is this person worth following? Is this person, is it worth binge watching the rest of their content? Let me see. And then what you can do is like really think about all the systems, processes that your business uses to get results, right? So for example, sticking with real estate, like let's say that you just have a killer seller's presentation that you like to use that just wins you like a bunch of listings, right? Like something like specific you do with the seller's presentation that just brings you results. Going outside the industry, with fitness, for example, okay, you want to slam dunk in 30 days. Okay, this is the system that I use to build up my legs to do that, right? So just like really think about all the types of steps that you take to get a result for a client or customer. And you can break this down into bite-sized tips or steps. And do not be afraid to share your secrets. So there's like this belief out there that if you share a secret, like people are gonna like steal your secrets and not use you for business. That's not true. That is not true at all. And the reason being is that, a lot of people, even though they'll understand the process, they're not willing to do it themselves. More times than not, they're not willing to do it themselves. Like I have, a lot of clients that come up to me and goes, yeah, I can buy my own equipment. I could come up with my own ideas for content. I could film it myself, but I just don't want to. Like I just don't have the energy or time to do it, right? So it's like, don't be afraid to share your secrets, because if anything, the more value you give, that's what's really going to separate you from other people in your industry, right? Or other people like doing the same exact thing as you. Is like the more value you provide, the more helpful value you provide is what's going to help you be remembered the most and stay top of mind. And so bonus points is that you attach like a name or like an acronym to it, right? So like, for example, one that I've been using lately is called the HAT strategy. So it's hook, agitate, and then trigger. So those are like the 3 basic steps in creating like just a basic video. So you want to hook the viewer in. You want to agitate, which means you're providing value in an intriguing way. And then third, trigger, which is like a call to action. So you want somebody to do something. So it's like the HAT strategy. So something similar to that. So it could be an acronym. It could be like a specific name to that process. And again, you want to stand out from the other people in your space. So being able to have something dialed in as that, and something that's like custom to you, that's yours, really helps you stay on top of mind. So with that said, here's just a couple examples. So to kind of give you some context, this client in particular talks about the 80% strategy. So it could just be as simple as that, like the 80% strategy. That's her like moniker for for this video.
So the 80% rule in real estate.
Or
is that
80%
we're
rule,
looking for a
sorry.
home that fits 80% of your wish list. So when I sit down to meet with you for a buyer's consult, we hammer that out. I want to get really connected with your needs and your wants, and we come up with what that wish
Turn this
list
up a
looks
little
like. Kitchen island, how many bedrooms, bathrooms do you want, a pool, all of that, and we get really connected and dialed in with that. When we go to look for homes, we're looking for.
Yeah, so you can see it's
because the
like, this
reality
is really
100%
pertains to like the sellers, right? And that's what our strategy is revolved around. So like anything and everything that's like related to that, you know, we're trying to attach names and frameworks to it. Here's another one as well.
You want to make 100 grand in 6 to 8 months without owning a mortgage? I'm going to show you how right now. Here's how to earn the most amount of equity when you purchase a new construction. You want to find a cul-de-sac like this that are building 20 to 30 homes at a time. You want to find a lot that's not built yet, that is going to take 6, 8 to 12 months later to build. You can come and do a lot reservation. You're reserving that lot and they're going to lock in that price currently for you. As homes start selling, what builders typically do is they increase their price by $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and I like it best when you purchase in the winter. And builders are anxious to sell their properties, and they're going to.
Yeah, so as you can see here, we didn't have a specific name to attach to this per se, but as you watched it, you saw how it was broken down into like bite-sized steps that were very easy to understand. One of the other things that's not on my presentation here that, you know, content creators struggle with as well, in addition to knowing who they're talking to, is also really, I don't like to use the term dumbed down, but explaining or talking or presenting their information in a way that's easy to understand. So like, especially when you're taking something that's maybe new or foreign to like a viewer and making it extremely easy to understand. You know, there's tons of ways to do that. There's tools out there where you can like have them analyze your script and put it like at a 5th to 6th grade reading level, because I don't know if you know this, but as far as like the United States go, our average reading level is 7th grade. So, you know, being able to have your language match that will really help, you know, viewers understand, you know, where you're coming from. Just food of thought. Okay, so just a review over the 3 videos we talked about. So number 1, client-proof videos. So you're showing social proof like crazy, storytelling about how you helped the client get through a specific struggle, what it was like before meeting you and then after meeting you. Video 2, behind the scenes, so showing everything under the hood. So your process, the way you communicate with clients, the way you communicate with your team, or just showing like sales calls, things of that nature. And then video 3, educational framework. So taking your expertise, making it into bite-sized, easy to understand information, and then also bonus points attaching either a specific name or acronym to that process. So lastly, I want to share with you just the trust first video framework. So this is like kind of a structure that I follow as a content creator, and also some of our clients, we have them follow as well. Or we're starting to get them to follow as well, just because, you know, we develop scripts and things like that. And we found out that, you know, this is a really powerful way to not only make it easier to script out the content, but also it's just really pins your videos, especially like these trustworthy videos, into a new light. Again, you can screenshot this, copy it, you can use it on your content, what have you. So first you want to start with a hook, right? So if you don't know what a hook is like that engaging line, what you say or what you show within the first 3 to 5 seconds. That's the most important part of any piece of video content, because that person who's watching it, who's scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, they're really gonna decide if they're gonna watch the rest of the video based on those first 3 to 5 seconds. So for example, most blank are too lazy to do this, but it'll save you a fortune. So you could fill in the blank on that one. But that's just an example of like a verbal hook. But, you know, you also have visual hooks out there that, you know, you have the banner title on videos. You notice the examples, most of the examples I showed you was like telling you what the video is about, right? That first 3 seconds. You want to introduce a pain or struggle, something that people will relate to. So, I keep using real estate, but I'll use it. So like people that, a painter's struggle is like not having enough money for a down payment. Another example of a struggle would be like being judged, or with my industry, it's like being judged to start content. Like they're just like too scared to start content because they're afraid of being judged, or they're intimidated by filming equipment. I think you get the gist there, but introducing a pain and struggle and how it's costing them, it's costing them progress. And the next is we use the specific method or solution. So this can be steps. So this goes into our next one is like metric win in time. So here's the 3-step breakdown in 60 days, you'll be able to get desired outcome. So hook, introduce the pain point, introducing the specific method or solution. So breaking that into bite-sized steps, and then the result of the desired outcome. And then a call to action. This is huge on conversion. So, especially if you have a resource, whether it be a PDF, ebook, discovery call, video course, what have you, this is the golden opportunity to really push people in the direction you want to go. So, do you want them to follow you? Do you want them to download your lead magnet? Do you want them to download your checklist? This is the golden opportunity to basically connect with them and nurture that lead by showing them or giving them the free download or PDF and things of that nature. Okay. So here's just like a prime example of the Trust First Video Network framework. So again, this is our real estate investor client. He's talking about how much money he saved on taxes. And this video performed extremely well because it hit our structure, and at the same time, he got a ton of leads from this video alone just based on the information he shared. So I'm just going to show you a little snippet here.
Over $40,000 on my taxes this year in less than 15 minutes. During tax planning, my tax advisor estimated I would have additional $80,000 of taxes due. In order to offset this tax liability, I looked to my real estate portfolio for properties that I could do a cost segregation study on. A cost segregation study allows you to divide your investment property into component parts, such as flooring, appliances, and siding. Rather than depreciating the property by the normal 27.5 years, you can then depreciate each component over a shorter useful life. Shorter useful life means more depreciation in earlier years. If you qualify as a real estate professional, you can also use this depreciation to offset your earned income from your W-2. From there, I went to kvkg.com to register for an account. This is a site used by tax professionals and businesses, and you can buy one study for $450. For registering, I put in all my information for the property, including purchase price, bedrooms, bathrooms, and building materials. I made sure to allocate a portion of the purchase price to land, because land is not depreciable. To find this number, I went to the county website and found that 30% of the property should be allocated to land. The remaining 70% was then allocated across the different component parts. Based on the results, I was able to accelerate $135,000 in depreciation in 2023. At a 30% tax rate, this strategy alone saved me $40,000 in under 15 minutes.
Yeah, so as you can see there, we knocked out all the bite-sized pieces and just literally showed step for step what he did to save over $40,000 on taxes. And then we had a call to action saying like, he had a calculator, a tax calculator that we gave away for free as a freebie, based on like a comment word. So we were like, hey, comment tax, and we'll send this over to you. And like just tons of people DM that word, and we were able to get that resource over to them. So that's just a prime example of like how powerful a video like that, can really get you, the leads and the opportunities. So I wanted to share with you just like a 7-day plan you can utilize with your content. And then again, you can screenshot this, take note of this. But day 1 is like an about us. So what's your mission? What are you about? Day 2 is a process video. So behind the scenes showing what it's really like working with you. Day 3, a client proof. So this could be like more of a story tell. So you're saying, hey, Susan weighed 200 pounds, but after working with me, she lost 80 pounds. This is exactly step for step what we did to help her. Boom, go into it. Number 4 or day 4, educational framework. So green screen style. So you can go into Instagram. There's a green screen feature where it'll cut you out and put anything behind you. So you can do like an article, you can do a quote. It's a very creative way to just share educational content with that packaging style. Day 5, educational framework again, but talking head. So you're talking in front of the video, or in front of the camera, sorry. Day 6, client proof, but interview style. So like what I showed you earlier, standing with your client, and interviewing them and asking them just basic questions about what their experience was working with them. And then day 7's wild card. So you could pick any of these or any of the videos that we covered today and insert that on day 7. So if you haven't done so already, here's the best way to keep in touch with me. You can follow me on Instagram or YouTube at official Michael Hudson. Praise Media is also on Instagram. You can follow us, and yeah, follow me. I'll follow you back, and I'll keep tabs to make sure you follow this this plan here, because I really do believe in it. I truly believe that this is going to help get you in front of the right people, and then bring in more business through your doors. So if you're interested in working with us, we have a done-for-you content system where we handle the entire process. So we're going to help you research, come with ideas, scripting. We come to you to film. We edit the content, and then we help post it. And then we also do paid ads management and CRM creation and management. So handling and nurturing all the leads that come in. So if that's of interest, if you're interested in booking a call and see if we're going to be a good fit, I'm going to send an email right after this class with a link to book a call, so you can find the best day and time for you. And again, I just wanted to put this out there because, again, I just feel like it's our fiduciary duty to help a lot of the local business owners that are out there, especially with their marketing needs. So I just wanted to put that out there for you. So be sure to check your emails after this. Make sure to check your spam as well. And all the information will be in there to book a call. So if you watch until the very end of the video, I really do appreciate you. You are a real one. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and also share this video with any other business owners that you feel that this would be a good fit for. And like I mentioned before, if you need any help implementing any of these strategies, feel free to reach out to our team at praisemedia.com. With that said, don't stop watching now. Be sure to hit this video right here to learn more about the content creation process on how you can generate more leads for your business through video. Until next time, stay praised.